These are some of my favorite effects that I use in Adobe Premiere Pro. What's up YouTube, Dennis Films here, back with another video, and today we're talking about music video effects and what I use and been using for majority of my projects. If you're new to this channel, my name's Gabe Dennis. I'm a full-time filmmaker and I mainly shoot music videos and weddings. So if you're into those two genres of filmmaking, consider subscribing. Okay guys, now that we're at the computer, I don't know if I told you this in the beginning of the video, but I also included the footage I'm using in this tutorial in the description below, free of download, so you can follow along just to make it a little bit easier. But so the first two clips we're working with is Joe Scott #1 performance and Joe Scott #2 performance. We're gonna start off with my favorite effect, well, as of right now, which is the Ultra Key. And I'm sure you may or may not have heard of the Ultra Key. First thing we wanna do is let's play through these clips. Let me show you the Joe Scott clip. I'm gonna have to play it at 1/4 just cause there's a lot going on with my computer, but there we go. So these are the first two clips what we are working on. What we want to do is we want to have both performances in the same shot, but in the background and separated, almost like a cutout. So this is where the Ultra Key effect comes into play. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go to our effects tab. Mine is right here. You click on the two arrows, left click, and then go to effects. And we're gonna type in Ultra Key. Now it may be somewhere else in your software and your editing, so just wherever it's located, go in and type Ultra Key. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna drag the Ultra Key onto the first clip. And now that we have it on there, as you can see, nothing has happened yet to the clip itself, but we're gonna go into our effects control tab, which is located for me right here. And if you don't have this showing up anywhere, you can go to Window and then go to Effects Control and just make sure it's checked off and it should pop up for you. So we're gonna click on the first clip, go to Effects Control, and now we can see the Ultra Key effect that has been applied to the clip. So first things first is I want to remove the sky. So what works best with Ultra Key is one solid color that you're trying to remove. So skies are usually the best for that. As you can see, my sky is blown out and the highlights are clipped, which is good in this scenario. So first things first, we're gonna grab the eyedropper tool located right here in your effects control under Ultra Key. And we're gonna take it, click on the background, and now you see that it's turned black. So everything that's in black is gonna be taken out. It's gonna be cut out and removed from the clip. But now you can see it's on Joe, and it's also on the model. So what we wanna do is we wanna clean it up. One thing you can do, you can go under Output, go to Composite, and put an alpha channel to give you a better look. So everything that's in white right now is what's gonna stay in the image. So let's drop down to matte generation down in your effects control under the key color. We're gonna go to transparency, and we're just gonna make these small adjustments until pretty much Joe and the model are in all white and it's just the background that's black. Now I'm not saying we're gonna be able to get perfect, but we're gonna try our best. So we're gonna start with transparency. As you can see, we got gradients going on over here. When I pull it all the way back, you see these gradients on the edge where it's going from white, gray to black. We want that to be solid black because that's the sky. Now I'm gonna bring it back to my composite just so I feel like I can see better. Sometimes I'm sure the alpha channel may help you a little bit. And we're just gonna keep playing with it. Go to shadows, up the shadows. As you can see, it's kind of helping remove the black off Joe's shoulder. Let's go to tolerance. We'll just play with that. Okay, that's messing with my colors. Pedestal. Okay, we don't want that. So let's go back up to highlight. Let's keep playing around with highlight until or better yet, let's drop transparency to its original to 45 and then start adjusting underneath. And I'm trying to do this quick because I know not many people want to watch an hour-long effects tutorial. I don't personally. But let's just see how quick we can get this done. So I'm gonna adjust the pedestal now, and it's now working a little bit better. As you can see, Joe's shoulder is still getting clipped out. So let's go to matte cleanup, which is drop down, and let's play around, increase the choke, see what it does. So now it's actually going into his bandana. We don't want that. No. Okay, let's clean up his shirt a little bit on the contrast. Midpoint, no. So let's see. Like I said, it's not going to get perfect. You got to keep playing around with the clip till you get it to where you want. So I'm going to go ahead and just show y'all the effect, and then we'll adjust from there. So we're going to take the first clip. I'm going to bring it on V2, video 2 side, and then I'm going to drag the second performance underneath. So now we should see them two come together. So you can see where I was talking about with the shoulder, how you see it's kind of showing through. Let's go back in under the top clip, which is the original with the Ultra key, and we're just going to make adjustments until it cleans up a little bit better than how it is. So we actually dropped the transparency, and now we're adjusting highlight. Okay, so now that we got the effect on there, we really want it to stand out. So we're going to go to the bottom clip. We're going to click on that and then go into effects controls, and we're just going to keyframe and readjust the scaling of it. So let's start with toggling the animation, click position and scale. We're going to play through. Okay, and then we're going to increase our scale just to see the size. There we go. And let's see what that looks like. Play through. And then we're going to go to our top, which is the original Performance 1, and we're just going to adjust it as well. But I'm not going to keyframe the top. And then boom. But see, okay. So now I'm seeing where I'm not liking how the white is shown. So we're going to go back and adjust the Ultra key, which is something you're going to have to do every now and then, especially trying to be quick. So I'm adjusting the transparency. That looks so much better. Okay, so now this is pretty similar to what I showed in the preview, but again, you can change it however you like. So resize it. We can change the color. So go to the bottom clip. We could take that saturation out and just make it even more separated from it. Let's see. We can increase. It really can go any way you like it to, which is the best part. It's endless creativity for it. I mean, pretty much editing, but you can do whatever you want. We can even stack it a little bit. So let's stack an effect on this. So let's go into our effects panel, go to lens distortion. There we go. Scroll to the bottom and let's drag it onto our bottom clip. Okay, so the black and white is our bottom clip. We're gonna go to our effects control, and then let's start with the curvature. Maybe we can just warp it a little bit like that. Add something different, unique to it, and then we could bring in this part, so the borders. So now we're just changing up, making it different. There we go. That looks really dope. I like that. And then I'm gonna show you real quick, extended out. Because these are so tight shots, I can show you a little bit further. And it's just a different look. It really is. So now what we're going to do is we're going to move on to the next one, but we're actually still using Ultra key for this one. Now this one's Prince Chino. I'm going to play through the clip. As you can see, we got a sky right here. Pretty similar. There's a little bit of gradient. I can see a little bit of blues. And then mainly whites. So what we're going to do is we're going to remove this sky. So first things first. Okay, so now that we're on the clip of Prince Chino right here, we'll play through. As you can see, we got Prince Chino, the subject, in the center, and then we also have a sky. Again, this effect works really well with one color. There's a little bit of a gradient of, I'd say, like a teal, aqua blue to a white, more like a washed blue, but we're going to remove that and replace it with Stormy Clouds. So let me go right here. Let me drag my Stormy Clouds. This is the clip we're going to be using for the Stormy Clouds. So let's go ahead, cut it to size. Just make it the size of the clip. Again, this is just for teaching purposes. And we know what, we'll put that to the side for right now. So again, we got this clip. We're going to go to our effects panel. We'll go to Ultra Key. We're going to type in Ultra Key. And then we're going to drag it onto this clip. Okay. So now that we're in our effects control, we are going to key out the sky, similar to what we did before. So you're going to take your little eyedropper, click the sky. Boom, there you go. We're going to go to composite, go to alpha channel just so we can see more. So let's go drop down matte generation, and we're just going to play until we get the desired result we want. So right now you can see it's taking most of this sky. You can see in Chino's face right here that it's taking out a portion of his face. That's okay. And we're going to bring the highlights all the way down. There we go. See, now that we're playing with the shadows, it's affecting the shadows. So we're going to leave the shadows alone. I like where it's at. Tolerance, increase, pedestal. That should do the trick. Right there. Boom. Now we got pretty much a solid sky, solid black sky. So let's go from the output. Let's go to composite from alpha channel. And you can see it's taking over Chino a little bit. But let's go ahead, take our sky and put it underneath. Just drag it out. Okay. So we're going to go back to Chino's clip, the first clip on top. And we're going to make a little more adjustments to it because it's affecting his face too much. And just keep going. We don't want to affect his clothes. Okay. There we go. That looks good. Increase the pedestal. Bring down the tolerance. Not changing my colors. Let's play through. And we're going to make this look even better than what you see right now. So first thing I want to do is, you see how we have the explosion from the lightning? It's too bright. I don't even like how the colors are looking. So we're going to choose a different part of the storm clouds. And let's see right here. I just dragged and extended and replaced. See, that's okay. I like that better. So one thing I want to do is I want to remove the blues out of the storm sky. So I have a lumetri color right here, but make it a little bit easier. Let's go to our effects tab, type in lumetri, if I can spell, color, and drag it onto our top clip. And let's just, sorry, it's the wrong thing. Type in lumetri color and let's drag it onto our bottom clip for the sky. And we are going to drop it down on the white balance. Where's my saturation? And we're going to remove the saturation from it. To me, that looks so much better. Boom. And of course, we can go to the top clip and make some changes as well to the colors just to blend it in a little bit better. So let's darken it. Actually, let's go to the curves. And again, this effect, you really just got to play around. No. Drop it just a little bit. Okay, so one thing to do, or one way we can start making this look even better is we can start with the storm clouds. So let's add something to it. Let's add another effect. Let's go into your effects panel, type in lens distortion, and you scroll all the way to the bottom, and then we're gonna place it on the clouds. And we're gonna just warp them a little bit. So you're gonna drop down to your curvature right here under lens distortion in your effects control, and you're gonna go negative. There we go, we got warping a little bit. That looks better, but we need to even add more to this, more depth to this effect. So what we're going to do is we're going to start keyframing. So we're going to go to our cloud clip. We're still in cloud clip. You're going to go to the top of your effects control, and you're going to toggle your animation for scale and position right here. Just click on them. And we're going to scrub through it all the way. probably go to the end right there, and we're going to increase our scale. So the sky is going to be moving at the same time. And there we go. Something different. And then what we can do, we can also go to Prince Chino and change his position in scale. So we're going to do that real quick. Do the same thing you did to the clouds. And then boom, you got something kind of dope right there. I like that. That looks pretty sick. And again, it's music videos. You can get creative as possible. It doesn't have to look completely realistic. Now, you may be going for that. Sometimes I definitely do, but this is not one of those cases. This is just a cool effect. And you can put anything you want under here. So let's move on to the next effect, which is way more simpler than the Ultra Key. It's really kind of like a jump, a ghosting effect. I like using it for very high energy performances like this one right here with G.Keller. So we're playing through it. This is what we're working with right now. So basically what we're gonna do is, let's say you have a beat right here. We're gonna tag this as the beat. Boom. Snares drop. Boom, boom. And we're gonna cut on them. You're gonna hit C on your keyboard, and we're gonna make a cut right here on the first tab, which is the beat. And then we're gonna go to the second one and make another cut. And then boom, hit V on your keyboard so you can have your cursor back. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this clip, we're gonna hold Alt on our keyboard and drag it up, and we're gonna duplicate it. So now we have two of the same clip. What we're gonna do next is we're gonna go to the bottom clip, right click, and go to speed duration. And we're gonna just do some random number. We're gonna slow it down. By the way, this clip is shot in 24 frames per second, so you know it's gonna be jittery or giffy, I guess you could say, when I slow it down, which is what we're wanting. So play through, you can't see any difference, and it's because the top clip, the duplicate layer or duplicate clip, is still the same, and it's what's visible. So we're gonna click on the top clip, go to your effects controls, and drop down the opacity. And now you can see the clip below it in there. And then boom. See, play it through. See it's slower, a little jittery, which is good. That's what we want. And we can keyframe it. But first, what we're going to do is we're going to separate it. You don't have to, but I like to separate by color. So we're going to take the bottom clip, the one we slowed down, and we're just going to go into Lumetri color in your effects control, and we're going to take down the saturation. You can change the colors if you'd like. It's totally up to you. So now this is what we're working with right now. So let's go to the bottom clip, and now we're going to keyframe it. So we're going to toggle the animation for position and scale. We're going to highlight both of them, drag them to the beginning, and then we're just going to scale randomly and just see what we can make. And boom, that's kind of dope. But let's make it even a little bit crazier. Let's go to your effects panel, and we're gonna type in lens distortion again. It may still be there. I'm gonna redo it just so you can see it. And we're gonna drag it onto the bottom. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna scroll down, and we're gonna take the curvature and warp it like that. And we're going to keyframe it actually. So let's toggle the animation for curvature. Bring it to -85 in the beginning. And then we're going to make sure it goes regular at the end. So I got my keyframe for it to be back at 0. And then right here, -85 in the beginning. Let's see. And we can make it even cooler than that. We can go to our effects panel and add Additive Dissolve. Like pretty much any effect you have ever learned, you could stack. Like just stack them and see what you can create. Like that's pretty interesting. I like that. But I think what's hurting this effect is we need to make it shorter. So let's shorten it and just make it a little bit more wilder. And then we could add it again. So you can go in, do the same thing. And once you get it down, you got it down. It's a pretty simple process. You can do it fairly quickly. 30%. Drag it back. Opacity. Change the colors. just to separate it. You know what? On this one, I'm gonna make it red. So we're gonna go to your curves, and on the top clip, the bottom clip, we're going to go to your blue and your curves and then bring it all the way down. And then go to the green and do the same exact thing to make red. So if you want to make it a little demonic or something crazy like that. And then you could also add speed ramping. Like, it's endless. That's why I love editing. It's just, you can come up with something on the fly and it just be dope. And there we go. So let's move on to the next effect. The next effect is actually something way different. It is a picture frame. And what we're going to do with this picture frame is we're going to cut it out. But first thing I'm going to do, like I've been doing, so I'm going to keep it consistent. We're going to remove the saturation from this. And let's go to the bottom. We'll go zero saturation. You don't have to do this. I'm just doing this for cosmetic reasons. So now that we are looking at the picture frame, we're going to click on the clip, go to effects control, you're going to go to opacity right here, and you're going to we're going to basically mask this out. So you're going to grab this little square, and then boom, you see it's on your clip, but it's only everything outside the square it's cutting out. So we need to invert it. So you're going to go to your under opacity, click on inverted, and then boom, we got it there. So then you can go back to this frame, drag it to the corner just to start the cut. Now I will say this, you can do this for anything. I've done this on bike tires, I've done this on headlights for cars, and I've done this on picture frames. The best thing you can do is actually get a static shot. Try not to get a moving shot because you're gonna have to put so much effort in to tracking the mask. You could do it in After Effects, but in Premiere, it's gonna take a lot of time and you have to do it frame by frame. So the best thing to do is have a static shot, which this was shot on a tripod. So we're gonna drag the mask to each corner and we're gonna fill the painting part of the frame. And boom. So what we want to do is we actually want to put something in the picture frame. So as you can see in the clips I gave you, we can take this video clip right here and we're going to put it in it. And just put it underneath it and then boom, it's in there. But to make it more interesting, what we can do is we can keyframe. Keyframe is literally the best thing. If you don't know keyframing, you need to learn it. It's super important. So we're going to toggle animation and we're just going to keyframe it. So we got it at 100, and then the position 1920 by 1080. We're gonna play through, and then we're gonna increase the scale. And basically we're gonna have it zoom into the picture frame to go into the effect like this. And if you wanna make it even more interesting, we can duplicate the frame. So we're gonna hit Alt on our keyboard, and then drag up, and then we can change the scale effects. So as you can see, you have everything that's duplicated from the first clip to the second. So everything's duplicated, including keyframe. So what we're gonna do is we'll just do something random. We'll decrease the scale right here. No, actually let's increase. That works better. So we're gonna increase it, and you're gonna see both frames. You can put them wherever. I'm gonna put it in the back so you can still see both frames at the same time. And then boom, you got 2 frames just moving, and then you could keep stacking them. If you want to, I'm gonna change the rotation of this one. So this one would have to be different because it's rotated. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna toggle and remove the keyframes that we, whoa, woo, it hurt a little bit. Anyways, what we're gonna do is we're gonna toggle, so because we rotated it, oh my gosh, I'm about to be on a sneeze attack. Because we rotated it, our scale's gotta be different so we don't show edges. So we're gonna reposition it at when it's corrected at, I'm going to increase it to 200, but you need to toggle your animation so you can recreate the scaling. Do something different. So you can keyframe the rotation and just have it changing at the same time with the others and have that at the end. that would look pretty sick. Let's see. Well guys, that is the end of the tutorial, the effects tutorial. I know these effects were kind of random and seemed a little bit all over the place, but these are the 3 main effects that I used today in 2021, and I hope you enjoyed it. And if you can, do me a favor, if you did enjoy it and learned something, maybe you didn't like the effects I did, but you liked the process that I went about it, that's awesome. And comment below if that's true or not. Or if you didn't like them, that's fine too. I really hope y'all enjoyed this tutorial, and well, I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.